Making money is art and working is art and good business is the best art. In the future, everyone will be famous for 15 minutes. Once you got pop, you could never see a sign again the same way again. And once you thought pop, you could never see America the same way again. Everyone needs a fantasy. I never think that people die. They just go to department stores. People sometimes say the way things happen in the movies is unreal, but actually, it's the way things happen to you in life that's unreal. I never understood why when you died, you didn't just vanish, everything could just keep going on the way it was, only you just wouldn't be there. I always thought I'd like my own tombstone to be blank. No epitaph, and no name. Well, actually, I'd like it to say Figment. If you want to know all about, just look at the surface of my paintings and films and me, and there I am. There's nothing behind it. Since people are going to be living longer and getting older, they'll just have to learn how to be babies longer. Employees make the best dates. You don't have to pick them up and they're always tax deductible. I'm for mechanical art. When I took up silk screening, it was to more fully exploit the preconceived image through the commercial techniques of multiple reproduction. I think everybody should like everybody. I love Los Angeles, and I love Hollywood. They're beautiful. Everybody's plastic, but I love plastic. I want to be plastic. Human beings are born solitary, but everywhere they are in chains, daisy chains, of interactivity. Social actions are makeshift forms, often courageous, sometimes ridiculous, always strange. And in a way, every social action is a negotiation, a compromise between his, her or their wish and yours. If you wear a wig, everybody notices. But if you then dye the wig, people notice the dye. I like to work when I'm not working, do something that may not be considered work, but to me it's work. Getting exercise by going to the grocery store. I have social disease. I have to go out every night. If I stay home one night I start spreading rumors to my dogs. I'm the type who'd be happy not going anywhere as long as I was sure I knew exactly what was happening at the places I wasn't going to. I'm the type who'd like to sit home and watch every party that I'm invited to on a monitor in my bedroom. I've decided something: commercial things really do stink. As soon as it becomes commercial for a mass market, it really stinks. They always say time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself. I think having land and not ruining it is the most beautiful art that anybody could ever want to own. Being good in business is the most fascinating kind of art. Making money is art and working is art and good business is the best art. Don't pay any attention to what they write about you. Just measure it in inches. An artist is somebody who produces things that people don't need to have. I'm afraid that if you look at a thing long enough, it loses all of its meaning. What's great about this country is that America started the tradition where the richest consumers buy essentially the same things as the poorest. You can be watching TV and see Coca-Cola, and you can know that the president drinks Coke. Liz Taylor drinks Coke, and just think, you can drink Coke, too. My idea of a good picture is one that's in focus and of a famous person. I just happen to like ordinary things. When I paint them, I don't try to make them extraordinary. I just try to paint them ordinary. The most exciting thing is not doing it. If you fall in love with someone and never do it, it's much more exciting. I like boring things. My fascination with letting images repeat and repeat, or in film's case run on, manifests my belief that we spend much of our lives seeing without observing. Dying is the most embarrassing thing that can ever happen to you, because someone's got to take care of all your details. People need to be made more aware of the need to work at learning how to live, because life is so quick and sometimes it goes away too quickly. Fantasy love is much better than reality love. I had a lot of dates, but I decided to stay home and dye my eyebrows. It would be very glamorous to be reincarnated as a great big ring on Liz Taylor's finger. I suppose I have a really loose interpretation of work, because I think that just being alive is so much work at something you don't always want to do. The machinery is always going, even when you sleep. I think it would be terrific if everybody was alike. It's the movies that have really been running things in America ever since they were invented. They show you what to do, how to do it, when to do it, how to feel about it, and how to look how you feel about it. I went to vote once, but I got too scared. I couldn't decide whom to vote for. I used to think that everything was just being funny, but now I don't know. I mean, how can you tell? When you think about it, department stores are kind of like museums. Land really is the best art. Isn't life a series of images that change as they repeat themselves? Art is what you can get away with. Being born is like being kidnapped, and then sold into slavery. Before I was shot, I always thought that I was more half there than all there. I always suspected that I was watching TV instead of living life. Right when I was being shot, and ever since, I knew that I was watching television. I want to die with my blue jeans on. If you're not trying to be real, you don't have to get it right. That's art. Sociological critics are waste makers. We live in an age when the traditional great subjects, the human form, the landscape, even newer traditions such as abstract expressionism, are daily devalued by commercial art. I'm bored with that line. I never use it anymore. My new line is, in 15 minutes everybody will be famous. The most exciting attractions are between two opposites that never meet. I am a deeply superficial person. I want to be a machine. I always like to see if the art across the street is better than mine. I think kids should go to high school until they're 30. No, really, because people are staying younger now and there's nothing to do. If you stayed longer, then it would be really great. Now and then, someone would accuse me of being evil, of letting people destroy themselves while I watched, just so I could film them and tape record them. But I didn't think of myself as evil, just realistic. When I got my first television set, I stopped caring so much about having close relationships. Checks aren't money.